And he tries to grab you with his chompy boys, his big bitey boys. First one, 11. Second one is 11. Does an 11 hit you?
That's what I'm looking at. I mean, I assume it does, because I don't have any AC bonus. Yeah, it does.
All right, so the attacks actually don't deal any damage to you. I mean, they'll bruise. It definitely is uncomfortable. They do grab a hold of you. It bites you twice with two of its two heads, and it gets a grip on you.
I don't assume I have anything left to do.
Actually, well, at the end of your turn, you can make a test to try and escape the grapple.
Yeah.
Which I believe is a strength test.
If I trained or untrained.
This will be. We'll count this as trained, right? This is not any sort of specific technical thing.
Sure, it's worth a shot. Absolutely not.
Yeah. No dice. So it's got you in its in his graspers.
Okay. So it goes.
All right, Jasper, you're up.
Jasper's back at it again with his classic trying to get this door open.
Yeah, just give me a roll. You're pretty confident that you will be able to get it open next round.
Okay, hey, that's something.
Philip.
Okay, so there's a big mechanical thing in front of me. You said in this room earlier there was like wrenches.
Yeah, there's some wrenches. There's some, big, heavy stuff like that. Bandsaws.
I would like to loosen his bolts.
All right, yeah, you can get like a big, heavy, like one of those long wrenches, which will count as a club. You want to get in that? You want to get in, mad lad?
Is there something I can use to get underneath him and try to, I don't know, empty his oil tank or whatever?
Do you want to try and sabotage him?
I want to try to sabotage him.
Yeah, all robo dogs have that little lever in the bottom, right? You've seen that on Twitter. You reach under and you pull it back.
Yeah.
I want to shut him down by making his bolts either too tight or too loose.
All right, you want to try and specifically do some sabotage. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, give me a intelligence test. Does your character have any sort of background in automotives or mechanics or?
All right, listen. He's a daycare attendant, okay? So I'm gonna say yes. Because he probably does most of his car work on his own because he can't afford it.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Intelligence, you say, huh?
Yeah. I think with an 8. With an 8, you don't see anything on the top or back, but you figure maybe if you get underneath him, there might be something.
All right, I'm going in. No, I probably wouldn't. If I don't see anything, like if I'm glancing at him and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grab this thing and try to like unscrew some of his bolts, and I grab the thing and I look for bolts and I'm like, there's no bolts here. I'm just gonna throw it at him and run.
With an 8, what is there? I'll say with an 8, you see that he's got a gas cap.
He's got a gas cap?
Yeah.
I'm going for the gas cap all day.
Okay, it's for refueling though. It's on the back. Like he's not gonna just drain out as soon as you open it up. But if you had any sugar, maybe some bleach. I don't know what are those other things that supposedly you can put in a gas tank to ruin a car.
You see, all I have is my phone with
firecrackers, burning rag.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw the wrench at him and run.
Yeah, make an attack roll. Yeah, again with a 3, it clangs off of him. He is a giant metal dog. He is, and I cannot stress this enough, made out of metal.
And then I'm gonna run.
All right. Okay. He seems pretty engrossed with what he's currently working on. Aldrich, you're in the spacesuit work-on chamber, essentially.
So he's probably more focused on listening for what that dog is doing. Did he hear any screaming from anybody? Somebody got grabbed. Somebody threw a wrench at it. So I assume there's some kind of noise or indications of a fracas.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like there's a big angry mechanical dog in the room.
Okay, so he's gonna step up and try and just crack the door and peek through it to get some idea what's going on?
Yeah, I mean the group is sort of around the door. It's got somebody. It's tricky to see because it's on the other side, but it definitely seems like somebody. It got a hold of somebody. They are alive. Like it didn't just like instantly kill them, right? It's just got them held right now in its jaws.
Perception test to see if there's like joints or I don't know, a hood latch or any kind of way to open up this thing's internal mechanisms.
That's intelligence. That's what we were using before, is to look at it and like parse what you're seeing.
Trained?
If you can give me a plausible reason why it would be trained.
Well, he is a landscaper. Trained.
Yeah. Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. It's not that you don't learn anything. You see that he's got a gas cap on the back, but you don't get any new information. But you do see it. Yeah, he's got a gas cap.
If only we could pour some sugar down it.
Yeah.
Potato.
Okay. At the end of last session, you said that the room that all of them are currently in had a bunch of tools, and I said that I looted all the tools I could find that weren't obviously useful as weapons, like screwdrivers, Allen wrenches, anything like that.
Yeah.
Can I, because normally Aldrich would never, he's way too much of a cowardly lion to ever deliberately engage this thing, but he does see that Jenny is caught and he feels responsible. He might try and jump onto the back of this thing and wedge a screwdriver into like a joint, because you said the heads were going up and down.
Yeah, they're on like tracks. Yeah.
So like wedging a screwdriver into the track to try and jam the internal mechanism is something he might try.
That is certainly a thing you might try.
So he's gonna pull out a screwdriver, burst out of the room, and try and jump on this thing's back so he can jam the mechanism.
All right.
Which is insane and going to get him killed.
Well, we don't know that yet. All right, so you can hop onto this mad lad.
I can just do that.
I mean, it's not like thrashing around, right? Like it is, okay. Except for the parts of it that are like, it's not, it doesn't move very fast, except when it does that like pounce, it looks like. So hopping onto it is actually not like the hardest thing in the world, but trying to make an effective attack is going to be tricky. So just make an attack roll. All right, with a 9. With a 9, I will say you don't deal any damage, but you've got your screwdriver like in there. You're just sort of holding it in place, so we'll see what that does.
Sounds good.
All right, Freddie, you're up.
All right, so everyone's been making intelligence checks and perception checks to see the mechanics about this. I work in an iron, like he's an iron worker. Would I know that like there's probably some like a car almost I could probably pop underneath it, especially if it sounds like a diesel car or something?
Yeah, you can make an intelligence check trained and try and see if there's a place you can get at it.
12.
All right, with a 12, yes. If you got underneath this thing, you might be able to find a hatch or something. You could maybe empty out all its oil or something.
All right, so I'm gonna grab a wrench. I don't know where there are specifically, but I'll just grab like one. Question though. Is there, I don't know the exact term for it, but like, is there like a dolly? Like, those like things that mechanics use to like roll around on the floor to get underneath a car?
No, I don't think so.
Damn it. I was gonna like fucking push myself off the wall underneath this. All right. Hooper's gonna grab a wrench and he's gonna jump or I guess slide underneath this thing and yell, "You're gonna be slag when I'm done with you!" And he's just gonna start trying to find a place to, I don't know, bash the crap out of it or to disable it.
Yeah, with a 12. Did anybody get anybody? Yeah, with a 12. Yeah, so what are you trying to find specifically?
This thing's if it sounds like an engine, it's got to have some kind of fuel going on. So I'm looking for like a cap or like a. Well,
there is something. The fuel cap is on the back. I would say that with your check, you saw that the fuel cap was on the back, but you also saw that. Man, I don't know fucking anything about cars. You saw maybe some sort of I don't know, like an access hatch on the bottom.
An oil
windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah.
Blinker fluid, I see.
Snow tires. They're bald as hell.
Yeah, sure. I'll try to wrench open the an access hatch if I see one.
All right, so you sort of skid under this thing, and you try and get like a hatch open, and it's full of pipes, tubes, gears, spinning mechanisms, things like that.
Well, a mechanic or someone who probably cares about this electronics would probably find a way to artfully remove a gear or something. But I have a better alternative to that. It's a club. This wrench.
Yeah.
Cool. Do I get any bonus if I'm attacking the gears underneath it?
His armor class is a lot lower.
All right, cool. 17.
Nice. 7 hits. So you actually do some damage to this fucking thing. You grind his gears. I mean, you are slamming your arm into a spinning a high speed motor. So it makes a lot of angry grinding noises, and it just hurts your arms like hell as it immediately snaps your arms back really fast. But you've unbalanced something. You definitely did something.
Yeah, Hooper knows that it's do or die at this point, so he's in.
The sword in this chamber in here.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the description of the chamber. Is there a way into the chamber?
Yeah, there's a door. There's a door that you can use to get into the chamber.
All right. Faust is going to go try and get into that chamber. Maggie, I don't want to shoot at the Cerberus when there's people on top of and below it and inside.
Literally covered in people right now.
So I think Maggie is going to just go with Faust. Once we get the sword, we'll start booking it toward the other people. But there's just not a lot we can do to help with the Cerberus right now.
Yeah. So Faust goes into the chamber.
Yeah.
And you notice that inside of the chamber, there's a chair. And there's, all sorts of tubing and gauges that connect to, presumably, if someone put on the suit and sat in the chair, the tubing and stuff would connect to them. But also underneath all those tubes and tubing, there is a big circular rune that has been inscribed into the floor. It looks like that. It is etched into the floor underneath all the tubes and ducts and stuff, and the chair is in the center.
Referencing back to the degree in folklore and occult studies from the first session, can I make a trained intelligence check to see if Faust recognizes it?
Absolutely.
Trained intelligence.
17? Hell yeah. So this is sort of it's from the Key of Solomon. It's from a fairly well-known magical grimoire.
Okay. Does the sword seem related to this, or does it seem like it's just in here? Does it appear to be a part of this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, using your knowledge, you know that part of consecrated, you don't know if there's anything about the sword that is magical or weird, but you know that a sword is a piece of ritual, paraphernalia that would be used in using a circle like this as part of consecrating or sanctifying the circle. It is a piece of ritual equipment.
Okay. Well, having that knowledge, I think Faust is going to ignore it and on the next turn start heading away from the room, but Maggie might try and take the sword.
Okay. It's definitely sharp, but it's not right. A decorative sword. It is sharp.
Yeah, but I think we spent our turn getting into the room and inspecting, so if you want to, we'll do that on the next round.
All right, cool. Maxwell, you're up.
All right, I'm assuming in the existing round, has anything else happened with the movement from the sheet?
It is continuing.
All right, but nothing is like jumped out.
Nothing yet. Nope.
Yeah, no, I think just trying to be on the offensive if something jumps out, and hopefully make it to the door. So he'll keep the ready to action. Something jumps out, or including if the sheet itself seems to animate and be a spooky sheet ghost. Yeah, basically any sort of enemy appears, put a bullet in it.
Okay,
Wait,
sure.
Aren't all ghosts sheet ghosts?
I mean, not all ghosts. Some of them are like haunted mansion ghosts and just look like people, but you can see through them.
That's just science.
Yeah, it's science.
Sorry, Jenny, got your name too.
It's okay.
Is Jenny? So Jenny has a power tool, right? She has a drill.
She does have a drill.
Are her arms restrained right now?
I'll say one of her arms is restrained.
Is it the arm with the holding the drill?
No.
Damn. I was gonna ask if she could pass it over.
I mean,
shit.
she could still pass it over,
Yeah, I mean, Arthur will run over and say, "Hey, pass that power tool you got. I'll try to pry it, or I'll try to break you out. Just hurry." Yeah, I'll see if can you pass me the drill if it's possible.
Yeah. Ow! 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 Sure, go for it. Ow! Ow! This thing is eating me. Is it heavy in mouths or like its front paws? Like
it's mouths. Yeah, it's clamped onto you with its mouths.
Gotcha. So yeah, ow! It is eating me.
All right, I'm gonna try to drill this thing in one of its joints, I guess. I don't know. Arthur isn't a mechanic. He's just going for the movie bits.
Go for him.
If a 13 hits, I do 4 damage.
Yeah, 13 does not hit, unfortunately.
Damn.
The bit skitters along its metal outside. If you're just sort of drilling at it, just sort of on its top or side.
All right, that's it for me.
All right. The Cerberus. You just try to eat somebody and suddenly you're just covered in scrubs. It's going to try and get its third clamp onto Jenny. All right. Now, Jenny, you get to make a you can make a DC 15 check to try and escape. You can use agility or strength, whichever you prefer, and you are trained.
All right. Well, we'll do strength then. Sure. Not quite.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! All right. So let me see here. Aldrich got the screwdriver in there. Correct.
Yep.
All right. Aldrich is also going to be able to make a strength test to try and stop something from happening.
I assume this is trained?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So you. So what this thing tries to do is kind of like a taffy puller, just sort of like thrash the head. But keep in mind that the heads are sort of on this figure 8 track, with one of them sort of going around one way, one goes around the other way, and one sort of does a figure 8 through. And so basically, it was just going to try and toffee pull you.
Ouch.
Like, literally, like mechanically separated chicken you.
That would have been pretty gruesome. Yeah.
But good news. With the screwdriver in there, you jam up the heads to keep them from running on their track. With a critical success, that's pretty snazzy. I'll say that you get the screwdriver like jammed in there, so you can you don't have to like be leaning on it, holding it in place. Like you can still act, and on the Cerberus's turn, it will make attempts to try and break the screwdriver out of there, but you don't have to like be standing there every turn after turn, holding it in place.
Awesome.
All right. surely this time I'll at least roll above a 10.
Yeah,
that is my goal.
The dice have been pretty fucking cold today.
Yeah,
we got a crit 20 when we needed it.
Yeah, no, that was very helpful for me not getting instantly fucking killed.
One could argue that we also needed it on the 2 he rolled.
I mean, yeah, but this is a more long-term solution. Oh.
That nat 20 showed up with a cup of coffee in his hand saying, I got here as fast as I could.
And then left just as quickly. No.
Yeah, unfortunately, the grip that this thing still have on you is quite strong. He's got some chompers.
Yeah, no, it is all right. I appreciate that I am not immediately dead. So yeah, all right. Well, that's it for me. She will keep struggling, I am sure, to try and unclamp the jaws.
All right. Jasper, you're up.
All right. Yep. One more. I'm assuming one more untrained agility to mess with the door.
I think basically my idea was that so long as you kept at it, you would just succeed this round.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna give it to you this round.
Thank you.
So you crack this room.
Oh, there's no escape in here.
No escape.
Oh no. Oh well, what's in here at least?
Inside of this room is a chapel. A small chapel of red-brown brick, sort of arch-shaped, sort of tapering towards the side sort of farthest from you. There's just a little altar, covered in white cloth. Praying at that altar is a vaguely humanoid-shaped thing in a nun's habit.
No.
Just close the door.
I would close that door and pretend I didn't see it.
He will close the door, be very upset, and use his move to go up, and next turn he's gonna start trucking on this door.
Well, before you close the door, you gotta say sorry to intrude.
No, you don't.
I don't think,
in fact, have to say that.
Yeah,
well,
I think
when the nun comes and kills you for being impolite,
he's gonna see that one of the worst things he could have possibly had upon opening that door, and be like, "Welp, on to the next one." And
I saw the door close, and I turned to him, and I go, "Good choice."
not fucking with that.
And I moved to the door. What am I rolling? Strength.
It's a strength. I'll give you strength or agility.
Listen, it's a 0 both ways, my friend. So,
what was your profession?
I was a daycare attendant, and so I am very adept at breaking kids out of locking themselves in rooms that they want to get away from me. That's all I'm saying. Seeing if that's allowed.
No.
Maybe the two of us can both try and truck away at it since we're both here.
There's a little bit more activity coming from behind the sheet here.
Oh boy.
It almost seems like something from the other side pinches it or grabs it, or it's being pinched and grabbed in a couple places, and someone gives it like a good hard tug.
Oh.
And what's behind the sheet is it's sort of like a big stone. Have you ever been to like a natural history museum?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know how sometimes they'll just have like a stone slab instead of like having a fossil like reconstructed. They'll just have like a stone slab that is like some interesting like a slab that's like the sort of the Precambrian seafloor, and it's just like millions of seashells just like accreted. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen sort of those sorts of fossils? It's kind of like that, except instead of like trilobites, it's 9-foot tall stone giants. It's just this writhing mass slab of petrified stone giants.
And it can move?
The parts of it that are sort of like on the surface seem like they're starting to move a little bit. certainly there's at least one that's like almost gotten its whole torso out, and he's like got an arm free.
Mr. Full Torso, I think, falls well into the definition of an enemy appearing from behind the sheet.
That's fair.
Does that feel
yeah, you want to shoot the petrified giant?
I mean, hey, you know what? You gotta try.
Okay.
No attack bonuses. Hey, it's not a critical failure.
The 3, yeah, you shoot him, and then he's like, Barangians.
No, we're gonna die. Why did we have to open the nun room first?
So Aldrich, you got the screwdriver in there well enough that you feel like you don't need to be holding onto it. You are free to act.
Am I aware that someone got a hatch open?
Yeah, there's somebody underneath it who definitely sounds like you heard a hatch open up.
I'm gonna jump down next to them and say, "Get out of the way."
Hoover's gonna like look over him and be like, "Where the fuck am I going to go? Like we're underneath the fucking giant Cerberus thing."
I'm hefting the submachine gun, getting ready to jam it into that open hatch and just pull the trigger.
Hot.
So you want to be anywhere else?
Well, it's not my turn, so I can't move. So.
Can I ready an action to do that as soon as he's out of the way?
He's up next in the initiative, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah, Freddy's gonna fucking roll on his side out of the way of this event that's about to happen.
Because at this point, he's just standing out of the way and holding the trigger.
Cool. So the gun deals 1d8 damage.
I got a 4.
Okay.
And I did 1 damage, by the way.
So, strike the foe's kneecap. Inflict 1d4 damage with the strike, and the foe suffers a 10-foot penalty to speed until healed. So basically, yeah, you hit a belt or something. You hit something that is like driving one of his legs, and one of his legs starts to jam up. So you deal an extra 1d4 damage. So that's 5 damage you deal with that attack.
Okay. Let's go again. Fumble range is 2 on this one.
Yep.
Oh, that's 2.
That's a 2 right there. So, for a fumble, so here's how firearms work, right? Normally, your fumbles are determined by your armor, unless you're using a firearm or power tool, in which case you roll on the firearms and power tool fumbles table, respectively. An automatic weapon rolls a d12 on the firearm fumbles table, which is, fun fact, the biggest die.
Uh-oh.
So
3.
What did we get? 3? What is 3? Your gun jams or misfires. You must spend an action clearing it before it can be used again. So whatever French partisan or Belgian partisan put this gun together 70 years ago, it jams up.
All right. So I go click, it goes blang, blah, or click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Oh.
So unfortunately,
I know what he would do, and it's anyone here who appreciates firearms at all is going to be really upset by this. So you say it's jammed.
Yeah.
Do you mean what? Can you give me any specifics on the jam? Mechanically, is it not? Is the mechanism that would auto recock it not working? Is the next bullet not loading in?
I'm gonna say
I get a bullet stuck in the barrel?
I think a round failed to eject.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, the empty shell casing. No, sorry, I misspoke. It's a shell casing failed to eject.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maggie's gonna take the sword.
Hell yeah.
And then we're gonna get to the mass of people. When Maggie takes the sword, Faust is just running off.
Mhm.
Does anything bad happen?
Mag, you feel powerful, but that might just be having a sword, you know?
That's fair.
It just feels good having a sword. You're like, you know, this shit might be absolutely fucking bumfuck insane, and my brother's dead. But man, you know, I've got a sword, so how much danger can I really be in?
Much danger, Maggie.
A truly stunning amount of danger.
So that's how far Maggie can get if, like, going into the chamber and stealing a sword is an action. Otherwise, they'll... It's a real rock and hard place situation, huh?
Yeah, it's almost as though there's no, like, easy, obvious answer.
I think, given that Maggie feels powerful in this moment, and that Jenny seems like the only cool person they've met in this horrible hellhole, Maggie's gonna run up and just try and, like, attack the jaw of one of the heads that has Jenny clamped.
Hell yeah! Make your
bust it open.
Make an attack roll.
All right, let's get you open here, Maggie. 15.
So I think with the creature having slowed down and its head kind of jammed up, I think that is like ticking his armor class down. Like, and as people are just like wailing on it and screwdrivering on it and stabbing at it and what have you, you actually can get in there for a little bit of damage with the sword.
All right, yeah. So Maggie will take a swing, dealing 5 damage, rolling 6 on the die, mind you. Just like trying to smash off the bottom jaw of one of the heads.
I think you do, actually. I think you do manage to unclamp Jenny a little bit by getting the sword in one of there and prying it out.
Well, clearly the sword is magical and Maggie is more powerful.
I mean, I think any wizard will tell you. Swords are magic and they're very powerful. It's just science. Maxwell, you're in a room with a stone giant.
This is
technically dozens of stone giants, but you know, in various states of animation.
So it said something.
Yeah, he said Beringians.
Thank you. Tom.
Oh my god. I think he is going to... Alright, so at this point, I think he's like, well, shooting at this thing was kind of a knee-jerk response. Maybe you should try and be like a little more friendly with it, a little more pleasant. He's dealt with some rough customers before in the postal service industry. This is no different than a guy who's been waiting like 2 days for his package to arrive from the other side of the world and is getting really impatient. So I think he's gonna try and be like, see about calming this guy down. Be like, hey, we really don't need to fight. I'm sorry, you startled me. I'd rather not have this be a violent confrontation. You know, just try and use some personality on it.
All right, give him some personality.
Would that be trained due to his
former
experiences?
Customer service voice.
Customer service.
I mean, oh yeah, like he works at the post office. Have you seen how people act at the post office?
Never mind that he's an antediluvian ancient giant from pre-recorded history.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta believe. Sometimes.
With an 18, he actually, he stops just like trying to pull himself free and actually like regards you a little bit.
I'm really sorry about that. You startled me. It was an accident. It won't happen again. I promise. And he's just trying to be cheery. He has a nice face, a nice procedurally generated face on that Maxwell Boyd.
I just realized I didn't give him a place in the initiative.
That's fine.
No, it isn't. How will I know when it's his turn to kill you?
Oh, well, hopefully he won't.
It's good to want things.
Second verse, same as the first. Damn.
Yeah, no dice, I'm afraid. His armor class is definitely lower. Like, he's definitely starting to come apart. And, like, again, all of these misses are, like, you hitting them, just not for effect. And eventually it is, like, prying it apart, right? It is just, like, eventually, it's like a bunch of people beating up a car with crowbars. Like, eventually, like, there is a critical mass of just wailing on it that starts to do something.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel a bit better. Yeah, Arthur's just gonna keep drilling at it. Just at this point, screaming. Just
perfect. So first, the Cerberus is going to make a strength test to see if it can break the screwdriver. I realize that he does not have stats, as monsters in this game don't have like stats as you would expect normal monsters to have. So I'm just gonna roll him. 1d20. He already took a hit to movement speed, so he's really worn down. I'm just giving him a raw 1d20. I'm gonna say the DC for this is 13.
Yes.
Ooh.
You hate to see it.
Tom?
I'm gonna say
I don't.
with a 1. I think it lets go of Jenny. Like with a 1, I think that the pneumatics, like somebody at some point hit at some of its pneumatics, and they've released enough fluid that actually you can get your arms out of there.
Or hydraulics.
You don't know how his thing. All right, so Jenny, you are free. You are no longer being grumpled.
I'm down with that. But it's still his turn, right? Or
no, his. Well, no. He biffed that roll, so yeah, that was kind of his turn.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Thank you, everybody who was there to assist me in my time of great need. I don't even know. Jenny is gonna, I think, go move. There's still wrenches around this room and shit, right? It's still like a workshop area. All right, she's gonna go move to grab one of those.
Yeah, you can get a wrench into the club.
And then and then she will in as in the metaphor of the many people hitting a car with crowbars, hit this huge Cerberus automata with a big wrench.
All right.
The weightiest one she could find. Wrench. Attack. Nice. Jenny is just really not having it today, man.
4's not quite going to get you there.
I can imagine not. But she's certainly not one to run away from the people who helped her. So that'll be my turn.
All right. Up next is the giant. On the giant's turn, it's going to say, And again, like it's not just that it's like a big stone person. It's also like proportioned like a person who's 9 feet tall.
Yeah, he's really big.
He's a big boy.
We're not really surviving the Cerberus. I don't want another giant thing.
On its turn, it will basically disengage. Succeed in like disengaging itself from the wall.
Okay.
It sort of falls with like a weird, ugly thump, kind of like directly onto its face a little bit, onto its sort of face and neck. But it sort of just slowly scrapes itself up. The other like hands that are still into the thing are like grabbing it and reaching it and trying to pull it, but it sort of takes a step forward away from the wall. Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So he just sort of walks over to you very casually. And he sort of looks at you, sort of quizzically, almost.
Oh no.
And he just sniffs a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then he just hits you.
It's loud. It's assaultive. It only looks like there's 4 people up there, but it sounds like there's a lot more. Definitely loud. That's what they've got going for them.